expensive to keep Dak Prescott, that right now, realistically, the best thing they can do is sign and trade him and rebuild. Because even with him, they're a bad team. They're not a Super Bowl contender or anything close, even with him. And it'll cost them $90 million to assure themselves of keeping him the next 2 seasons and him not walking away for absolutely nothing. So the best option right now for the Cowboys, as much as I think he's a great player, Marcus, is to sign and trade him and start all over again.
Gee, I hate to agree with this because I'm a fan. And I love Dak Prescott. And I want Dak Prescott to be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. But to your point and to Tannenbaum's point, we are not here if we're not sitting here for 3 years talking about this. We don't have these type of things come up about franchise quarterbacks if we're not having these same conversations year in and year out. And G, to that point, I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I don't know if you can get 3 ones for Dak Prescott because of the ankle injury. If you know anything about the league, you know people going to throw all of the bad stuff out there to devalue you in order to get you to perform at a high level. That's what they do. Every free agent has been through it. Jeff Saturday understands. I'm the greatest center in the world when I'm in the 2nd year of my contract. When I'm in the 5th year of it and I got to get re-upped again, I got a lot to work on to be a center. So I don't know if other teams would give 3 ones, but if I'm Dallas and somebody came at me with 3 first-round picks, knowing the financial situation that I'm in, that I'll be in, and I'm in with Dak, that is definitely something that I would have to think about as the Cowboys. Yeah. And that breaks my heart because he the only chance we got, man.
It is. It's understandable. But Jeff Saturday, here's the real. They behaved last offseason, like they were a win right now team. They went out and they hired a coach they thought could get them to the Super Bowl. They drafted a wide receiver in the first round. They acted like they were about to win the Super Bowl, and they went 6-10 and lost a division in which no team wound up with a winning record. So that's where they actually are, Jeff, regardless of where they think they are. So Jeff Saturday, what do you think of the idea of starting over?
Yeah, I think you're giving up too much for Dak Prescott. I mean, listen, I don't. First of all, Dak Prescott has made will make just under $70 million his tagged years, right? So the sign and trade idea is great if he wants to go there. But guess what? He's won this thing, man. He has all the leverage. Dak Prescott's going to get franchised again. He can sit on that contract, play it, and then next year he can pick where he wants to go. So if he don't want to go to Chicago for 3 picks, he doesn't have to do any of this thing because it requires that sign and trade deal for him. I think Dak Prescott just plays this thing totally cool. They would have to do everything exactly as I said if I'm Dak Prescott before I go anywhere. I'm going to sit this thing back. I'm going to play it as easy as I can because I've already won. And your point is this. They went 6-10 last year. Why'd they go 6-10? Because he was on the bench. They're not a 6-10 football team if he's on that football field. This is a different group. And they don't just fall. Listen, they don't just fall to you, men. This guy has earned it. He has earned it. I don't care how many picks you're getting. If they can't come in and produce like him, you screwed yourself again.
Jeff Darlington.
Jeff Saturday is exactly right. I remember having a conversation with Scott McLuhan. He was the general manager of the Washington football team. And he basically told me that if they didn't sign Kirk Cousins at a specific point, that the balance was going to weigh that they would never be able to sign him because he was going to be too expensive to where it just couldn't happen. And that's where I feel like we have gotten to with Dak Prescott. Jeff Saturday is right. Just like Kirk Cousins hit a point where he won, Dak Prescott is now there as well. He has no incentive to take a team incentivized deal. He should play this thing out, play for $37.5 million this season, and go get his money. There is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and so that's where it's going to wind up going. And so, Marcus, here's what's worse. The only thing worse for you as a fan than them trading him away and you seeing him go is that what's going to happen is next year, a year from right now, he's going to leave there as a free agent and you're going to get nothing. That's what's going to happen to the Cowboys.
I love my colleagues. I love Jeff Saturday and Jeff Darlington, and I love you, G. But I'm mad as hell listening to them because they are absolutely right. And here's the deal. Here's the deal, okay? Because you know I go up and down with this Dak conversation. But here's the real deal. When it comes to Marcus Spears, All I want to see is the players win. That's all I want. All I want. When I said Dak need to get the hell out of there, that's because I want to see Dak win. I want every single player in the NFL, when it's time for their money or their contract, I want it to work out exactly how it's supposed to work out. People got mad at me talking about 4th and 5th or 4 or 5 year deal. If Dak want a 4-year deal, give it to him. Because you got 3 free years, basically, off of him performing on the team that you built for Tony Romo and did not expect him to come and play this well. G, I'm going to settle down. I don't want to sweat in the first hour, okay? But here's the deal. Dak is in the perfect position, like Jeff and Jeff said, the Jeff and Jeff brothers. And bottom line is, I'm going to be sad to see him go. But if he get his money and he ends up in a great situation, that's what I'm here for anyway. So onward and upward, Dak Prescott. Because that's where your money going.
You're going to be happy. He's going to get all of his money. It will just most likely be somewhere else. I have to leave it there. We'll come back to this. We have Darlington. Jeff, what should we take away from this?
I mean, I love this, Greeny. Let's preface it by saying that I love it. I love that we're talking about it. I love when we make something massive out of a social media moment, whether it's someone liking or following or posting. All that said, I think that the part about him being Clemson teammates is important. I also think it's significant that when a marketing person puts out a photo, it does not suggest that a deal is imminent. Usually when deals are imminent, the marketing people clamp down and don't tell us anything. So just take that for what it's worth. That being said, I don't want to pour water on this. I love it.
Hey, here's the other thing that I take from it is that when the marketing guy is putting out the photo, it suggests that they're ready to play. They're playing the game the same way the Texans are. The Texans are playing their cards, which is they're telling the world they're not trading him. And Deshaun and his side are playing their cards, which is here's a picture of Deshaun hanging out with a bunch of Dolphins in Miami. Go ahead, world. Speculate all you want. So, Marcus, the question is this. I've had people say to me, the Dolphins, they tanked a season for Tua or whatever it was. They waited all that time. They've got the young quarterback. They just drafted him in the top 5 a year ago. They've got good pieces and are starting to build something new. Do you, Marcus Spears, believe the Dolphins should be willing to trade Tua Tagovailoa and a bunch of picks to get Deshaun Watson?
In a New York minute, absolutely, they should. Listen, this dude elevates everybody around him. We talk about a different level right now, G. Tua has development. He has things that he needs to do, which I believe Tua will eventually be a good quarterback. But guess what I already know? That Deshaun Watson is a great quarterback. We talking about a dude that lost his #1 receiver and led the league in passing. The only shining star for the Houston Texans. So when you look at this situation in this entirety, and you think about the unprecedented moment that we in with a quarterback that just signed a long-term deal in his prime, and you think about him going to another team, you ask yourself, where would he be better suited? Miami. That's been my place since the beginning. So I like the damn social media pictures, Jeff Darlington. Just like I like the Tom Ford book in the background. I like the damn Emmy in the background. I like the Nintendo in the background. The Super Flex this morning by Jeff Darlington. It's matched by the super flex of Deshaun Watson. So I love everything about it. G, speculate the hell away, because I'm going to be right there with you, speculating until Deshaun Watson is in South Beach with those ballers in Miami, and we talking about the Dolphins making an AFC playoff run.
Well, look,
I'm going to stay there.
A professional speculator for 30 years. I'm not going to stop now. Let me bring Saturday into the conversation on that thought. Complete this sentence. Because the Dolphins have a whole bunch of draft picks they could give up, and they have the young quarterback that maybe the Texans would like to build around. So if the Dolphins were to get Deshaun Watson and not have to trade away any other current pieces on their team, Jeff, what are they next season with Deshaun Watson as their quarterback? What are the Dolphins in the AFC?
3 games better. I mean, they won 10 games.